welcome back to a new video. And this time when it's super rainy outside. I hope you can't hear it. If you can hear it, maybe it's enjoyable. I love the sound and the vibrations of rain. But I'm drifting off to a different topic. Anyway, this is about me. This is about me telling you why I was gone for so long. So in the last video I talked about the whole assistance dog situation. And the first thing I will start off is where I promised you that I will talk about in this video, when Magic was gone for the first time. In that week I learned that I failed a test that I was just trying to do because of me not having great internet. So I went in, after it took a while to get to the site and it to open, and I only had 15 minutes for a test of 5 minutes and 7 minutes, so you need to kind of start at the beginning. At the beginning time you only have the 15 minutes from 8 to 8:15, for example. And I tried to log in, and yeah, it took some time. So when I was starting it was already 5 minutes over, so I wasn't going to be able to take all the time that I need anyway. Super stressed then. I started the first one and the questions were kind of more confusing and harder than I thought, but I think that's just because of the stress that I already had. So it took me a while to think about the answers, and before I was even done with the test time was over, and I was only able to make half of it, but you need 80% to pass, so lost cause. After trying to keep my hopes up and being like, well, one doing again is okay, but there's a second test, let's take the second one, which takes 7 minutes. And I took that one, and while I was doing it, instead of the time being up for the test, the time slot closed. So instead of at least the points that I already made being counted, it just didn't count anything at all. And after that I was not so chill as I wanted to be. I lost my future friend in that week, and I was anyway stressed out because it was the day after I had a huge test, and I had the test on Monday, where I was there with my dog still, so much happened, 2 tests, and then those tiny tests that I just taking 7 and 5 minutes, but I failed those ones. And on the same day then I got also the result that the test I was trying on Monday, I failed. So after all of these things happening, I was like, F everything, and had a little moment of me, yeah, I needed that. And then I called a friend and I was like, why does life hate me so much? Why? And I was at a point of just laughing about it, because I was like, that can't be real. And what I started saying then, and I do repeat now sometimes, is, this must be a joke. Or, that's a joke, right? In German it's, das ist ja wohl ein Witz. And I started to constantly say that, because I was like, universe, is that truly what you think I deserve now? Like, I'm that bad of a person? Is that really what's going to happen? Really? After all that? And yeah, then I had my moment, but my friend calmed me down and was like, we're going to do this, and in the end I did it, and I completed the whole semester without any further problems. But I had a moment there, and I also talked to my team for people with disabilities, and they were also super kind, because one of the problems I had then was communicating with people about what happened. Actually, I talked about the tests and that I had problems logging in, and my text was just ignored, which is very nice. Yeah, but I had bad interaction with the person responsible for that another time. Yeah, that was a hard point. Then I started to pick pieces of my completely shattered life back together and was trying my best to keep like now I don't want to say positive attitude, because I had that moment where I was like no, nicht da oben. Sorry. Cat jumping on my stuff, recording stuff, computer. So I would, before I got like, when my assistant's dog was taken from me, when Magic was gone. Not that that's like they ripped him off my hands, like if you watch the video you know that I was completely okay with that decision, just not really happy. Things were not great, and then the test was coming up and I was struggling to study for it. Not the small tests, the big one I had in those weeks. Yes, I had 4 tests this week. Yeah. And I felt like that dog in the picture, in that meme, sitting in a burning house being like, this is fine. I really felt like that. I was like, okay, I'm going to make it, everything okay. Okay, another setback, but I'm going to make it. And then like I also learned the test, the test on Monday I failed too, and I was like, no, this is not fine anymore, I'm not okay with it anymore. So after that, those 2 ways of thinking about life were not great, so I started to see it as more as like, I'm trying my best, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't work, then I have to find another way. And I do agree, and I do admit, for one point I was like, am I going to make this, or is that studying medicine thing a whole like fail, and I'm just going to fail and like, yeah, everything not working out the way I wanted, because that was what was happening at that time. So I was losing the trust. But after a few days, after a few talks to my family and to my good friends and best friend, I felt more motivated and got into that. I'm giving everything I can, but I'm also going to look at my mental health, so I'm not like everything I can until I'm completely exhausted, but more like everything I can at the moment with me still staying healthy. And it worked out. So definitely recommend that way of looking after your mental health. Looking at it as if it works, and if it doesn't, you'll find another way, really helps me. But yeah, moving on. That's not everything that happened, because then Magic and I tried it again, and those things didn't really work out that well, but at least uni was working as normal as it usually does. And I was done with uni, and that was around that time where I also stopped the thing with Magic, after like thinking a lot about it, but watched the video from last week's, not sure when I posted it and when this will go on, but trying my best. So at the end I was not happy with life, not that happy, but I was looking forward to making it better. But all in all, this happened, and also I was planning to move out at the same time. That was already planned. I just didn't know when and what, but at that time then I knew when and what. And yeah, it was super stressful, and that was around the time where I stopped having YouTube videos, or that started during the test phase actually, and I was like, okay, uni is more important, but you will come back. And that comeback was delayed a lot. At first because of magic, then because of moving, and all in all because of me healing. And job-wise, something happened too. Not going to share this, not because I don't want to, but because it has to do with autism and the work that I tried to do there. And those worlds collided in the wrong way, in a very with autism you can do and can't do that kind of way, and that's why I decided to just separate that. So with job-wise something happened too. All in all, I was stressed out, and all I wanted was a break. Some time to breathe and getting rid of all those stresses. Like, I had so many tests, I actually hated to study for a moment. Now I'm like back to, I would love to start studying again, but for a while I was like, I don't want to read a single like medicine but for a while I was like, I don't want to hear anything about studying. I just want to lay somewhere and do nothing. Which, by the way, is a thing I can't do. I always have to do something, or otherwise I feel less productive. Yeah. But what this was the actually first time where I did not meet was the actual first time where I did not meet a deadline. And this never happens to me because I freak out when I get a new project until I did it, and that's mainly close to the time where I got it. And then I have a while where I could have done it anyway, but I didn't do it because I wanted to get it done as fast as possible. That's me. But that's not what happened. I just couldn't find the energy and time to do it, and I was getting so exhausted and sleeping a lot, and there was just so much to do mentally and everything. And that's when I also started to miss the deadline of posting a new video. And instead of like doing it next week, I couldn't find the energy next week either. So I decided to first look on things and do the things that I need to do now, which was moving out, then dealing with the job thing, and then actually relaxing for a few days. And then I started to film YouTube videos again, which is what's happening now, because I actually like that and I love doing it, and I found such a new cutter, yeah, new also, but nice cutter. Thank you, by the way. And yeah, I really love it. I decided that I really want to do it, and that's why I'm sitting here and trying to find a new schedule that is healthy for me, while I try to navigate my own home, the new things I have to do, and time for healing, because healing isn't done that easily. I also lost a very loving friend that I at least thought we had an amazing relationship, and the other person was just having a lot on her mind. She was she had the thing that I had now, that she couldn't find time for anything, and I really understand that, but it came to a point where I tried to contact that person through like every possible way I could, and not at once. Like after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I tried a different way, and I was like, hey, I really want to talk about it. And still I understood that maybe she's really stressed right now, and she also was really stressed right now. So I wasn't thinking about that. But then there was like a time, I had a lot of moments where I was like thinking maybe this doesn't work, like it was not bad thing happened. Healing went better and better every day. It's like ups and downs, and at one of those downs I contacted her and I was like, I really need to talk about things, it's kind of rough. Do you have time, or are you like, can you find time? And I would have been totally fine with being like, yeah, sorry, I'm so stressed right now, I just can't do. But what instead happened is that it showed me that she read about it, but after 4 weeks or so of her not answering, I realized that maybe there's also not that much interest in having this relationship, and I don't know, like this friendship, not like relationship, like friendship, I mean. And I'm super sad about that, and that really hit me, and I'm still not sure if it is the case, and I don't have anything mean to say about her. It's just a thing that made me sad. And I did get really sad that summer because sad things happened, and wasn't the best year for my self-esteem. And yeah, I'd say, without getting into much detail because I don't want to ruin my further job opportunities, or yeah, I think moving is kind of self-explanatory. It was like 2 weeks of reassembling everything, and I thought it would be done in 1 week, but the first week I actually painted stuff because I wanted things to look more me-ish. So I painted some of my old furniture and redid it, and I think I have some photos and I will add them here, or my lovely cutter will do that. But and then the next week came and I started to assemble stuff. We painted the walls, which took some time to dry and everything. And I went to like I went to like builders markets. I have so not a clue how they are actually called. Like I went to buy wood, I went to buy stuff for assembling, I went to buy stuff to fit things on the wall, because those walls are not like usual brick walls or like sturdy walls which we usually have here. The walls are like, I think it's like in America it's used to be like that, but ours are still safer, not as fragile, but anyway, it's just a thin thing, so you can't like put a nail in there and it will like work. But you have to put specific specific parts that hold the nail in place first, but those have to be not the usual specific stuff, but specific stuff. And obviously I bought the wrong thing, and something that I realized is when I go into those places as a woman, I feel I have to extra prove that I know what I'm doing, just because of those stereotypes. And it was interesting to see, because I was like, I don't need no help, even though I needed help because I never did it before. But anyway, I figured it out by myself, and then I asked people, and they were usually nice, but there were also people so annoyed. And one was like, I asked for, how do I call them? Like pieces of, like those pieces you can put when you are building a new home, you can put in there to, oh, that's so hard to describe. I think I'm going to give up. It's like a piece of stick that you can put into between two spaces, so the spaces are held like away from each other, and it's just a very steady thing, and you can like pull it out, so it's really fitting in between those. And I use that for my cats at the balcony, so I don't have to put nails anywhere. I just put one of those sticks on every corner, and then put like a net around those sticks, so it's renter friendly kind of. And I asked for those sticks, and I looked up the German word dafür. I looked up the German word that's used for it, and then I used that word and went to the like help station and was like, where can I find those? And on my way there I picked up a carpet because I loved it and I needed a carpet, so I was like, oh great, carpet, I'm gonna take it. And then I asked for the piece which is usually used for building stuff and has nothing at all to do with carpets, but that person still made fun of me, like, for a carpet? And I'm like, no. And in my mind I was like, you stupid little thing, like, you know that I don't mean it for a carpet. I just have to randomly drag that carpet with me. That doesn't mean that I need stuff for carpets. And after saying like carpet in my mind 500 times, I just went away, got what I needed, and yeah, that's the random thing with those places. Yeah, but I had some good experience there too. And I went to IKEA like twice, even though it's like 1 hour away from me, but it's what a student can afford. And yeah, the first time I picked stuff, and then I realized what I like and what I don't like and what I still miss, and that's how I ended up going to IKEA twice. And after talking about all of this was a month of me moving basically, and now I get like last things in there. I still need a new sink. I'm using the old one now, but like we're getting there, but we're like one month and a few days in, and things are not really done yet, but at a level where I feel confident of doing other stuff at least. And that's why I was gone for so long, basically. Yeah, I do plan on doing autism related stuff. I have a few great ideas, and I hope this video kind of helped. It's just the time I needed to heal and get things done and get myself comfortable again, and I'm so thankful for everyone staying here and watching those videos again, and thankful for my, even though tiny, community. And yeah, we will see each other in my next video, I guess. Bye!